TNA Slammiversary happened last night. Only getting a chance now to record it, not that anyone's going to watch it, but it's okay. This was my favourite TNA programme ever, I think, or in a very long time. They set a new attendance record in like 12 years, I think. That was previously set by Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray. So I'll try and remember every single match. If I forget one, it's okay, we can go back. The first match, not including obviously the pre-shows, is Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander. This was a great opening match. A lot of back and forths. Cedric Alexander obviously getting the upper hand, but it basically ended when Tasha Steelz, if I get people's names wrong, I'm sorry, came in with the chair. Cedric Alexander decided to hit her with some weird like code breaker, back breaker, something broke move. And then obviously Mustafa Ali got the upper hand and hit a 450 splash, and that's how we got the pinfall. During the match though, we had like backdrops onto stairs, all sorts of different manoeuvres. Cedric Alexander kicking out of a 450, I believe. Is it the Order 4 getting involved? So obviously that didn't really help. But in the end though, Mustafa Ali picked up the win. Then we go on to the first singles women's match of the night. Tessa Blanchard versus Indi Hartwell. Now, I can't remember the names of every single move though. Okay, but I know there was a lot of kicking out of special moves and finishers. The Indi Hartwell kicked out of Tessa's finisher. I forgot the name of her actual finisher. The first person to do it ever since she returned. But then Indi Hartwell picked up the victory when she hit Tessa Blanchard with her move, The Hurts Don't, or something like that. Yeah, well, it claimed made obviously win the match, so that's a good thing. Yeah, Tessa Blanchard with Victoria Crawford. End of the match though, Indi Hartwell was getting interviewed by the interviewer. I forgot her name. I'm not very good at this. I'm still learning people's names and stuff, but it's okay. Tessa gets really jealous, okay, attacks the interviewer, which obviously isn't a good thing. Starts basically beating her head on the steps, so you know, not very good. She obviously got suspended for that in storyline, but there we go. Then we had a match that I did not predict, was the System and Matt Cardona versus Dark State. I'm not going to say everyone's names because it's kind of pointless and boring. But the usual, obviously the System getting the upper hand, Dark State getting the upper hand, but obviously because the Dark State was actually like, you know, equal numbers, not obviously, you know, men up. And it's the first, I think, 4-man actual team. Usually it's like a 6-man tag rather than an 8-man tag, so it's nice to see everyone wrestling. But in the end though, from what I remember, basically you had Matt Cardona doing, what's he called it now? He used to be called the Rough Rider. And then I think it was Eddie Edwards did his like weird knee thing. Yeah, great. I'm learning the names there. And obviously they picked up the win there. So obviously the System and Matt Cardona all got along. So are we seeing like maybe a babyface turn for the System? I don't know. I think I got those two matches mixed up. I think it was the 8-man tag that happened before the Indi Hartwell match. But it makes no difference either way. But that match, probably the worst one of the night, but it wasn't like terrible. I still enjoyed it. If I had to pick one, I'd probably say that one. Or was it? I don't know. Depends. Then we have the NXT Women's Champion versus the TNA Knockouts Champion in a title versus title match. Jacy Jayne versus Mosha Slamovic. A lot of this match seemed that Jacy Jayne was basically letting the upper hand. You had Mosha Slamovic coming down to the ring with Xia Brookside and Lei Ying Lee, but they weren't there. They turned up halfway through. But we also had Indi Hartwell trying to hit Mosha Slamovic with the NXT title. The referee stopped her, so she used the TNA title. Okay, Mosha Slamovic still kicked out. Obviously, there's a point when the referee gets taken down. Mosha would have won. Okay, but then obviously when the referee comes down, then Jacy Jayne kicks out. And it ends with Jacy Jayne's finisher, I believe. And she actually moves her away from the actual ropes. I don't know anyone's finisher name anymore. I need to learn them. Okay. And now we've got Jacy Jayne as your new TNA Knockouts Champion. So another NXT superstar has got the world title and their version of the world title, if that makes sense. Up next is a fantastic match. Leon Slater versus Moose for the X Division Championship. Moose is looking to become the longest reigning X Division champion, and Leon Slater is looking to become the youngest X Division champion. I absolutely loved this match. Brilliant. Okay, you had Moose kicking out of the Swanton 450. You had Leon Slater kicking out of the spear. You had a sick Hurricanrana from the apron down to the floor. A great bump from Moose. Then another one on the ramp going up. You had Leon Slater hitting a spear. You had Moose missing a spear. You had pop-up power bombs. You had Leon Slater diving over the ring from one corner of the ring to the outside. All sorts going on in this match. Absolutely loved this match. But it ended though with Leon Slater hitting a normal swanton bomb, okay, from one side of the ring, then going up and hit a swanton 450. It looked like Moose was absolutely really pissed off, so he took the title away, right? Turned Leon Slater around, put the belt on him, showing a fantastic sign of respect. So I do think we're going to see a babyface version of the system, considering obviously what happened earlier with Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and JDC. Is it JDC? I think. And obviously now Moose. So he leaves the ring. He's celebrating. Leon Slater celebrating. Then out comes the TNA legend himself, AJ Styles. Absolutely phenomenal. Pun intended there. Comes down to the ring. Basically said, "Do you miss me?" Said obviously the lights are brighter. The crowd is louder. Congratulated Leon Slater. The crowd were chanting one more match. And he's like, "We'll get to that." He didn't get to that. So that's a bit upsetting. So just absolutely amazing to see AJ Styles back in TNA. Then we go on to the 4-team ladder match. The Rascals versus the Hardies versus First Class versus the Nemeths. Another fantastic match. We had bodies crashing everywhere, ladders getting broken. Jeff Hardy doing a swanton from the ring post to the outside on like ladders going across. No tables were involved. I loved that because it's a ladder match, like a TLC match. There was chairs, but you know, give me a break. Okay, the ladder didn't break, so he goes for another one. Looks like Casey Navarro hurt his knee. His knee was hurt anyway, but I think it was playing him up. He gets taken out with a very, very easily broken ladder. AJ Francis with a moonsault from the ladder. AJ Francis getting knocked off the ladder, and it looked like he basically landed between the two rungs of the ladder on his dingle dangles. It wasn't very good. Yeah, Twist of Fates into cutters. We had Ryan Nemeth, obviously being Ryan Nemeth, not really a lot to say. All the ladders ended up getting broken, but in the end though, we had Jeff Hardy doing some weird like helicopter ladder or Batman ladder. Fantastic. He's been in like 39 ladder matches and I've never seen this before. Okay, right. Goes to climb up, then obviously the Nemeths get involved, take them out. But once it's all said and done, everyone's down, everyone's out. Matt and Jeff are once again your new TNA Tag Team Champions, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Considering they said they were going to retire, so I should have guessed it was them that was going to win, but I made the video before, so I was wrong. And then out comes what I couldn't even imagine happening again. Bubba Ray Dudley, Bully Ray, comes out to have one last match with the Hardies. Team 3D, the Dudley Boys versus the Hardies, the Hardy Boys at Bound for Glory. One last time. I would absolutely have loved it if Edge and Christian could have been there, but they couldn't. Bubba Ray mentions their first tables match at the Royal Rumble 2000. So 25 years later, if that's the last time they're going to have the match, I mean, Devon wasn't there at the time, but he will be there for Bound for Glory. Absolutely fantastic. Then we go on to the main event. Okay, I skipped through the actual entrances because I was running out of time on watching the actual event. But what was that choir? Why? I'm sorry. That I don't know if it's just me. Yeah, I didn't like it. But we had Frankie Kazarian on commentary, obviously doing his thing. During the match, you had Joe Hendry hitting the standing ovation onto Trick Williams. Frankie Kazarian pulls the referee out the ring. Everyone's getting really annoyed at Frankie. The ref does that weird thing where they roll their arms, tells him to get out. He gets out. Mark Santana dives over the top of the actual ropes, takes out Trick Williams. Okay, Joe goes to pick him up and he's like, no, something's wrong. I think he hurt his knee or his arm or something. So you had Joe and Mark Santana battling that out. I thought it was legit. Okay, Mark Santana hits, I'm guessing it's his finisher. So I don't know anyone's finishers. I know a few of them, but not everyone. Okay. Then Trick Williams comes back into the ring, throws Mark Santana out of the ring, okay, and covers Joe Hendry. Now, on NXT, we've got Trick Williams basically talking to The Undertaker. I don't know what it is. But I would absolutely love it if The Undertaker announced that Trick Williams has got to defend the TNA title against AJ Styles. That's just wishful thinking. I don't think I've missed any matches on here, but if you get a chance to go and watch them, my personal opinion would be watch the X Division match and the ladder match. they were my favourite matches of the night. This was absolutely brilliant, not just for TNA, for wrestling. If you don't watch TNA and you're a wrestling fan, you are truly missing out. But if you watch the show, let me know what you thought of it. If I've missed anything important, anything I should mention. But where do we go from here to the Hardies and the Dudleys? Is it a tag team match? We know it's a tag team match. Is it a TNA tag team title match? We don't know. Obviously, Trick Williams, I've said what I think is going to happen there. And I do think we're going to have JC Jane having to defend both titles, like, very close to each other. So I don't see where that's going, because now that WWE has got both their world titles, what's next? Is it the X Division? Are we slowly moving from TNA back to WWE, which I don't want? Anyway, let me know what you think. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.